good morning. Welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. A little late start. I wanted to start at the bottom of the hour, but didn't work out. Anyway, we have Windsor Canadian blended Canadian whiskey. You get your typical features on there: the crown, like a royal emblem. This comes from the province of Alberta, named after Princess Alberta, daughter of Queen Victoria, the founding queen of Canada. But anyway, Windsor, from the House of Windsor, well, Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, actually the name, but they made it sound more English because Saxe-Coburg and Gotha is German. Can't have the family name of an enemy, right? Okay, imported and bottled by the Windsor Distillery Company, Deerfield, Illinois. So it's bottled in the United States. I'm gonna have to update my notes in a minute after this is over because the whiskey is 3 years old. I knew there was an age statement, but then I said, well, maybe I was wrong, and I put no age statement. But I'll fix those notes. Yeah, we get Windsor around here, mostly at Winn-Dixie, usually in the big handle bottles, but you can find the glass. Alberta Distillers Limited. So it's from Alberta Distillers, founded in 1946. Well, the whiskey's older than the distillery because this has been around since 1880. So when did Alberta Distilleries take it over? I don't know. These companies, they pass in liquor brands around every day, it seems like. Maxwell, good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Maxwell, in the Russian Federation. I'll give you an example. Just Tuesday, it was announced that Sazerac Company in New Orleans, although their production facilities are around the United States, their headquarters in New Orleans, their corporate offices, but they bought Canadian Mist, Collingwood, and Early Times. It might have been some others. Those three brands from Brown-Forman. So you got Early Times Bottled and Bond, which is not featured on the website. Canadian Mist and Collingwood. Canadian Mist, and they took over the Collingwood distillery. They said they're taking over that distillery. So it'd be part of Sazerac Canada, and Brown-Forman's giving it up. Brown-Forman had bought it in 1971. So after 49 years, they sold it. But see what I mean? These companies forever are forever buying and selling liquor brands and even facilities. So I don't see people getting in an uproar over that really in the liquor world. I know in the beer world, that's where they have the hissy fit. You've noticed that this major hissy fit, like, my favorite craft brewer sold out. You betrayed me. Your beer's going to taste terrible now. When it almost never happens, they're going to keep making it the same way generally. Have they had instances where they downgraded it? Yeah. Is it common? I haven't noticed that. It's like, why would you take a popular product and make it worse so people wouldn't buy it? They buy the product because they think it's going to be successful, not so they can ruin it. Unless maybe it's a competitor and they want to buy it just to shut it down or something. Hold on a second. Some kind of film on that glass. All right, probably from this, you say fumes in the air from frying with olive oil. You don't want it to go everywhere. Extra virgin olive oil, thank you. Just need a touch more Crown Royal. Crown Royal Fine Deluxe is the official name of it. Crown Royal Fine Deluxe. But no one calls it that, right? Everybody calls it. They call it that on the website to differentiate it. I mean, that is the official name. I mean, really, that's what it's always been called. Crown Royal Fine Deluxe Canadian Blended Whiskey. But everybody calls it Crown Royal. Or they say regular Crown Royal. It was Seagram's Crown Royal. It used to be. You can do an image search. You'll see old bottles. You may even see one in a liquor store one day. Say Seagram's Crown Royal. Seagram's went out of business. And so when Diageo bought the brand in year 2000, they dropped the Seagram's name off of it. Just like Sazerac bought Seagram's Canadian Hunter in 1989, and then they dropped the name, and now it's just Canadian Hunter, and then you got Hunter Rye. But I bought a bottle that says Seagram's Crown Royal, Seagram's Canadian Hunter. So I said, wow, can this bottle be 31 years old? People were telling me, yeah, it could be. Okay, Windsor Canadian, looking at room out in Alberta in the west. 750 milliliter travel bottle they're showing, the plastic kind of medicine bottle shape, flat. You can tuck it away in your suitcase. Windsor is a rye blended whiskey aged in oak casks and made with glacial Boiling Mountain water. It's best served with your favorite mixer or chilled and neat. Well, I don't have either one. I have it room temperature and neat. So, okay. A light, delicately flavored whiskey, Windsor Canadian is Canada's smoothest, they claim, of Alberta, a Rough Rider. Combined with the pure, clear, glacial stream water of West Spice and rich caramel taste and a dry vanilla, soft and pleasant finish. Now let's look at Crown Royal Deluxe Fine Deluxe. Crown Royal Deluxe, and they're not even calling it Fine Deluxe. Crown Royal Deluxe is the standard of excellence for Canadian whiskey. It is an extraordinary blend. I didn't find that it was extraordinary, but it was unique. Of 50 full-body Canadian whiskeys matured to perfection. Well, that's a fact. It is made with 50 whiskeys. Rich and robust with slight hints of vanilla and fruit in the nose. Palate, delicately smooth and creamy with hints of oak and the sweet flavor of vanilla. Long and lingering finish. My tasting notes detected more like a honey thing. Well, one is much darker than the other. Look how dark this is. Woof. Glad to clean these glasses today. I had them sparkling clean. I mean, I use super hot scalding water with soap, so I don't understand. All right, so dark amber, and I think this is the Windsor Canadian, which is just gold. So I didn't need tags. I mean, I put tags just to be on the safe side, you know. Put tags at the bottom of the glass. See, you might see the tag. Don't worry, I couldn't see what it was. Alberta Distillers has this all rye whiskey, 100% rye whiskey. Alberta Premium, that's what it's called. It's got that dimpled bottle. I'd like to get that. I hadn't seen it, I don't think. What's the next rye whiskey I'm going to get? Good question. Maybe Jim Beam rye. Saw that at Winn-Dixie, but you know, you want to avoid them because they tend to be high. I'm gonna check out Savannah Discount just next time I'm passing through there, because I got a feeling I could get it cheaper yet. I got Old Overholt. I haven't opened it yet. I want to get the Old Overholt 100 proof rye. 100 proof. You don't see that around, but Dornex has it. I would like to try the Alberta Premium Rye, all 100% rye. I'd like to get a proper bottle of Hunter Rye. All we got was a little samples. By the time you're getting used to it, then it's gone. You know, you can't really do a proper review or anything. Durango 95 said, well, that's contradictive. Via Windsor is royal. Oh, you mean that's redundant? I think that's what you mean. Okay. Okay. I'm going going to close my eyes because I don't want to throw this thing off. I think I'll be able to tell them apart by virtue of Crown Royal's honey note. But the Windsor be about $11 a bottle. Crown Royal, $23. Well, okay. I don't think Crown Royal is going to be $12 a bottle better. I just do not think so. Hadn't been yet. Not once yet. Not one time yet has the price been justified by the flavor. And I know what you're going to say, but you're buying the name. It's got the cachet. It's got the pretty bag, the velvet bag with the regular size bottle, the fancy bottle. It's a known brand. It's the #1 selling whiskey in Louisiana. It's the #1 selling Canadian whiskey in any part of the world, really. #1 Canadian whiskey in the United States without any argument. So yeah, you know, you're buying the name and all, but I don't do these taste challenges based on that. I just do it on, is it worth the price differential? And if it's not, I'll say it. This smells like regular old whiskey here, which doesn't mean much because Canadian whiskey generally smells like regular old whiskey. Does Canadian whiskey have a sort of calling card nose and flavor in the general sense? Yeah. You get like sweet corn, much different than American bourbon though. Honeysuckle. You get honeycomb cereal, oftentimes honeycomb cereal. A rye spice, maybe a little bit more rye oriented. Probably is more rye oriented than most American whiskeys, except for some of those Sazerac American blended whiskeys. You'll have a sharp rye note, especially the ones coming from Monumental Distilling in Baltimore County, Maryland, like Club 400. But not the only one. So this one's got standard nose. It's almost like a yeasty quality. You know, they put yeast in whiskey to make it ferment, or they put it in the pre-whiskey to make it become whiskey, you see. And I've seen it bubbling in those kettles, those pots still, whatever they're letting it, it's just bubbling. The guy said, that's not heat. He said, that's the yeast making it pop. I said, something to see. This is similar to the other one with the sweet candy, sugar nose, but it's less, it's not as strong in the nose. So I think both smell pleasant, both smell nice, both smell appetizing, both smell quality. So is it a tie on aroma? Don't know if it's a tie. Maybe, and this is very, very shaky. Kevin Johnston, how's that lawn looking, Jay? I enjoyed how nice your lawn looks. It's looking nice, looking great, actually. And thank you. And the reason is because we got alluvial soil here, which comes from the Mississippi River, or used to when they didn't have levees, which they never should have built the levee, I don't think. But and you don't need any fertilizer or anything. You don't have to add anything. You just cut it and you get rain. You know, it's just green and healthy. So I never add anything to it ever. My neighbor did, and then it was growing too much. Like it made it like aberrant, you know, like mutated or something. I'm like, I wish you wouldn't have poured that fertilizer in my front yard. Thankfully, it kind of died away after 2 years, and I don't want it in there. I want it natural because it looks so good natural anyway. Okay, so here we go. There's a lot of honey in that taste. There's a lot of wood. There's some spiciness like rye bread. Well, there you go. The Whiskey Scout said he hates Canadian whiskey. you know, that's his right. You can hate anything you want. I don't take issue with that. I never do. I make jokes about it, you know, but I mean, I don't care. There's some things I can't stand to drink or eat. So you know, that's fine. But this has all the components of Canadian whiskey that I'm used to. No harshness, no bad bite, no rough edges, clean, neat. You know what I mean? I don't mean neat like you're drinking, just neat, like tidy, standard. So much grain. It's like these cereal bars, you know, minus the salt, of course, but it's just so grain. It's multi-grain. It is literally multi-grain. Corn, wheat, rye, barley, malt. You might say, oh, no, 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 no. I only drink whiskey that's all malt whiskey, single malt or whatever. I only drink beer that's all malt, barley malt. Once again, not a problem. It's a personal preference issue. But the most popular beers in America are your multi-grain beers. Barley malt, corn, rice. Like the Natural Father, Natty Daddy. It's multi-grain. You got a mixture of barley extract, barley malt, barley extract, rice, corn syrup. It's a multi-grain. A little too strong for me. I was drinking it Tuesday and I was thinking, man, this thing is just so strong. You know, it's not bad taste, just too strong of everything. It's just too strong. It's just, but good. But some people like strong, heavy body things, so they would love it. Craft beer, generally, at least in the 90s, when it was more of a purified movement, it was the whole idea of making it water, barley malt, corn. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. Water, barley malt, hops, and yeast. A Reinheitsgebot type of approach, a German purity law type of approach. Then they started with the let's add chocolate nibs, cocoa nibs. Let's add wheat, which Germany allows. Let's add orange peel. Let's add Belgian candy sugar. Let's add cream. Let's add milk or lactic acid, milk, sugar, those kind of things. Let's add this fruit. Let's add that fruit. Let's add vanilla. Let's add vanilla beans. Let's add bourbon barrel. Let's age it in the bourbon barrel. So you say, well, then it's all, and everything's about flavoring now. I saw juicer for coconut. I say coconut. Hazy IPA with coconut. I say, well, how about that? And I tried the Rita's coconut. So it's sort of like a very confused thing now. People were ripping on, I wouldn't drink a flavored malt beverage to save my soul. The Rita's coconut. I spit on that. I hate it. I hate you. And then it's like, oh, look, let's go run and get juicer for coconut. I was like, well, it's all the same hypocrisy. Okay. I didn't even switch that when it went down so smooth. Ah, man, that is really smooth. Candy corn, rye spice, and a lot of nectar. Boy, I'll tell you what. If you ever had the little droplet of nectar from a honeysuckle plant, this is like that. You say, well, I never heard of drinking a whiskey tastes like nectar. Well, I would say go get some Windsor Canadian and you got it. Been on the market since 1880. $140 years. Somebody likes it. Maybe you'll say that's a budget whiskey and it's garbage and it's 3 years age and I hate it. And anybody drinks is an idiot, a fool, a moron, a dummy, an imbecile, and an everyday nitwit. I don't agree with that. I think it's a good taste in whiskey. I like it. I would buy it again. I would recommend it. And I just am favorable towards it. Why? Boy, that's very grain, boy. That's like cereal. This is like a cereal grain experience this morning here. Glad I didn't eat a bowl of cereal. I'm glad I had eggs with corned beef hash, 2 slices of Colby Jack cheese melted in the mix with some diced onions and Valentina extra hot sauce and black pepper, all fried in extra virgin olive oil from Italy. Well, it's an Italian company. I'm probably getting it from Spain or Argentina, all that oil, chili. Well, I have to look. What was it? Cola Vita. I can't remember. I can't remember the brand. No, Pompeian, I think. Oh, well. Which one has more flavor? Hard to say. I would say that the Crown Royal has a more rich, complex flavor, let's say. It isn't way more. It isn't profoundly more. It's just a little bit more. And I would say that the Windsor Canadian is very nice. Red beans and rice, they're very nice. He'd order twice. Would these do better as a mixer? I don't know, because I never do mixed drinks. You see what I'm saying? I can only go by what I do. Room temperature, neat sipping. You say, well, that's not even the recommended approach from the companies. I know that. But I try to keep a control on it. So every liquor I try, no matter what it is, be room temperature, no ice. Control group. Some are good. Most are good. Most are very good. You get a few aberrations, a few disaster areas, like the Ron Rios. Doesn't happen too much. That's that white rum. Oh. Why, McCormick? Why would somebody want to drink a white rum, a silver rum that tastes like rancid sugarcane stalks and weed killer? I don't know. I would not. Sadly, I've got 75% of the bottle left or more. Even more fascinating that you can actually drink it and not get sick. Couldn't believe it. I'm going to say this, the Crown Royal. Is it better than the Royal Windsor Canadian? No. And if it is better, it's so minimal that it's not even worth mentioning. I would say it's a straight up tie. Quality is there for both. Enjoyment level is there for both. Everything's even except for one extremely important consideration. And do we know what that consideration is? Anyone? 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 You know what it is. Price. And in the price range competition, Crown Royal is a dismal and disastrous failure. There is no way, and I mean no way ever, that I would pay $12 more a bottle for Crown Royal versus Windsor Canadian. It would not happen. It cannot happen. I would not do it. I would never recommend anybody doing it. If somebody asked me, what would be a good Canadian whiskey to buy? I don't want to spend too much. Should I get Crown Royal? I said, I tell you what, get Windsor Canadian. You're going to come out ahead. You don't lose anything on taste. And if you do lose it, it's so minimal, it's not even worth mentioning. But you're going to save $11, $12, and go buy something else. Okay. So I'm going to say this is Crown Royal. Let's look at the bottle. Holy smokes, I got it wrong for the first time. I'm 6 out of 7 now. 7 challenges, I got them 6. I got them right 6 times. Oh well, told you it was even. This is the doggone Windsor, and I thought it was Crown Royal. Well, just goes to show you they're so close. I couldn't tell them apart. You say it's you're not good at tasting whiskey. I was good the first 6 times. First 6 times I got it right. You say, well, that's a coin flip, 50-50 shot. Yeah, but you're not going to flip a quarter and get it right 6 straight times. You wouldn't think so. You're not gonna flip 6 straight heads. So I don't think it was a random thing on the getting it right 6 times. I think the 7th challenge I did, which is today, and I got it wrong, was based on they're so similar. Alberta Distillers. Thumbs up to you. You had me so confused. I got it wrong. And remember what I said. I said the Crown Royal is slightly better, but it's only in a marginal sense. But I thought it was Crown Royal, and it was Windsor Canadian. So what I was actually saying was Windsor Canadian was slightly better, but only in a marginal sense, which is even more shocking because now what are you doing? You're paying $12 more for something that's marginally not as good? Oh, no. Sorry, Diageo. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they'll come after me. Am I recommending Crown Royal to buy? Yeah, you got to try it. You can't say, well, I'm trying every Canadian whiskey and I'm going to skip over Crown Royal. It makes no sense. There's no point to that. Of course, I was going to buy Crown Royal. That was always the plan. It took me 4 years to do it. I was so busy dabbling around with the underlings. But yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it to do. Am I going to make a habit of buying this as a regular thing? No way. Oh, no, 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 no. This would be your better value without any qualifying statements. You see, you don't have to make exceptions. All you have to say is it's a better value, period. End of the story. Of course, this is my opinion. You may have a different opinion. But fascinating experience. I'll tell you what. But I expected this. When I was thinking about it yesterday afternoon and yesterday evening while we were doing Wildcard Wednesday, I was thinking, boy, I bet you that's going to be a tough one. But it'd be so interesting. And I was right because it was tough. So tough I failed. And very interesting. Now, what's coming up next? Tomorrow night, Fandango Friday. Who knows what we're going to talk about on Fandango Friday? Fandango Friday, anything goes, as long as it's like decent talk. And I've talked to the participants about that. Nobody wants to hear all this locker room talk because you could hear that anytime. It's not edifying. It's not. But, religion, politics, and all that, that doesn't scare me off at all. I invite that. So if they want to talk about that, I'm game. As long as they don't cry like a baby and get offended. And I don't see James or P. Madonna crying like a baby and getting offended. I don't want to say I'm going to agree with him necessarily, but he doesn't seem like the take your ball and go home baby cry type person. Now, I've run across many people like that on the internet. Big talking, small fry. You know what I'm saying? Got all these dedicated ideologies, but they can't back it up. Oh, well, I mean, I can't make excuses for people's weakness. I'm sorry. You want to battle, just battle, back up your position. Don't weasel out like a weaseling weasel who's a weasel, And if it means that much to you, the offer, the standing offer on my channel. You got 30 minutes uninterrupted to state your case. Long as what? No foul language. Or what they call hate speech, saying that very bad things about groups or whatever. We all know what that means. Hate speech does not mean disagreeing with somebody. That's what some people say. But you know what I'm saying? You got to show your true identity, use your real name. We don't play the troll game. So you say, well, it's really serious. I disagree. Regular, use your real name, show your face, state your opinion. You got it, man. You got it. Of course, I'll do a rebuttal. But who knows? I might agree. I might come on after you and say, you know what? I actually agree with this person. He's changed me. I'm a different person now. I've been propagandized. I wouldn't say that would happen, but it could. It's amazing what debate and thoughtful considerations of the topics of the day can do. And all the bad things that can come from hysteria. But anyway, this is fascinating. I'm so impressed with the great achievement of Windsor Canadian. I had people tell me for years on this channel, making comments saying, got to try this. Got to try this. When is it coming? When is it coming? And I was telling them, patience, patience, patience. It's coming. I bought this at Winn-Dixie. It was $10.99. Was it worth it? Every penny, penny. I got enough left for probably 5 taste challenges. I would say so, about 5 more taste challenges. It's going to really, it's done well all along, and it's going to keep doing well. He's making money for us, and he's going to keep making money for us. I want you to keep your eye on him. All right. I got to go talk to Michael Hilton later. He's probably asleep right now, early in the morning in California. But he asked me a question on Facebook. He said, hey, what's up? What's going on with my comments? And I didn't understand what he meant, but I think I know what he means, that he's making comments on my channel and they're not showing up. Common problem. Can't explain it. I had people ask me, why you erase my comments? I'm not erasing your comments, okay? I can't explain how this platform works. It sometimes does not show comments for whatever bizarre reason. So I've got people thinking, you're erasing my comments. What's wrong? You don't like me? It's nothing like that. They don't show up. I cannot respond to a comment I never see. All right. It's not a matter of deletion. I don't see the comment. I only can see what they show me. I check every morning. Here's the comments you have not responded to. Okay. And then I respond, you know, unless it's troll comments like, you know, typical stupidity, you know, that kind of stuff. But so I'm going to talk to Michael. Michael, no one's deleting your comments. I don't know what the settings are. I don't know what this is, why they're not showing up. I don't have any settings blocking anybody who makes legitimate comments. So I don't know why that would be the case. It's been a common problem for years, actually, a number of years since they reformatted their system around, it's going on 10 years now. They had a perfect system. It always worked. But, you know, their philosophy, I guess, was if it's not broke, let's fix it. Now it's broke in a large measure in a way. So thanks for watching this. Be back soon. And yeah, like if you're thinking there's something wishy-washy or funny business with your comments, check me out. You know, just ask me. I'll tell you, look, because you can't send private messages anymore on this. Remember, they used to have YouTube private message. You can't even do that. And I'll say, look, I'm not. But I mean, now you've heard it, so you don't really have to send me the comment because you know the answer. You know, you don't have to send me the message, so you know the answer. It's a matter of me not seeing it. Thank you very much.